when I was a kid, I always wondered why, like, statues didn't have arms and legs and heads and shit, or whatever, you know, and I always just thought it was, I still, and to this day, I think it's kind of, you know, when you think about it, isn't it kind of like gross? There's something to be said for um, desensitizing us to things. Because when I was like, I was in hair school, and there was this girl. She lived at Shepherd Pratt. She lived at the mental hospital for a while, and then they let her out, and she got a place. She was brilliant, but you know, a lot of crazy people are. But she was a great hairdresser. But she said to me, we were friends. We became friendly and partied together and stuff. And it was so funny. We go out during lunch and smoke weed and whatever, you know, during hair school. Um, she would say, Karen, man, you gotta harden up, man. You gotta watch these horror movies, and you gotta watch Friday the 13th, whatever was out. You gotta watch these things because you gotta toughen up, man. And she was wrong. I mean, I didn't do it in order to do that. I didn't try. I said, no, no, no. I've seen enough. And you know, you can't unsee something, and there's enough trauma in my head that I would prefer not to see pretend made up trauma on a screen that looks very realistic. I have enough in my head, and she's just like, no, 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 you just gotta toughen up. I wish I had listened more to myself, you know. Anyway, I mean, the TV's on, which is ridiculous. I know. I'm like, I know, Deborah. I'm like, oh, throw the fucking thing out. I know. But I'm just like, I came back to the burning. I sit down. I mean, it's on mute, and I'm sitting there. And I glance up, and I see this. It's a commercial, and it looks like for some kind of art museum or something. And I see this, like, hand. It's just like this arm, and, like, this necklace hanging out of it, and, like, it's dripping with something, and then it zooms down to some plate, and there's like partial denture plates and shit. And I'm just thinking, I know art is in the eye of the beholder. I mean, really, anything I guess could be art, but I don't know. Come on, am I too harsh? I mean, dentures laying in a dish in a photograph. It's art, it's fucking brilliant. Is it? I always wondered when I'd go into like museums or I'd see like these art shows, and you see these like a canvas with some paint just splashed on it. They're like, oh my god, it's fucking brilliant. I'm thinking, you could have tripped over something and threw some paint on the canvas, and oh, it's worth $50 billion, and it's, oh, somebody paid 15 grand for that. Do you believe that? Like, no, I don't. I mean, like, why? I mean, my granddaughter does a lot of art that looks like shit I see in museums. And I'm thinking, why ain't she making a fucking mint? You know what I mean? Anyway, God bless the artists. I don't understand why everything. Oh, there's more art. I'm like, art. Oh, she's an artist. Are we not all artists? I don't know. We're all artists, right? Dentures. How about it? How about, like, take a picture of a cavity? It's my art. Or the masked people on TV. It's just, they could just barely, their whole entire, I mean, Trump did say something about Biden's mask a couple of years ago. He's like, did you see his mask? He's got the most ginormous mask. I've never seen a mask so fucking big. It was the most massive mask I've ever seen. And I'm just like, all right, Don. You are extremely funny, but you're just as big of a piece of shit as the rest of them. And I know this, but you are more amusing, more believable. A lot, you know. I don't know. You say things that make sense. Often. I mean, even if you're not telling the truth. So these poor people. Are we the masked artists? Just the masked children. That really bothers me. These 2-year-olds with masks on. Wow. How are these kids going to be? Are they going to live for 15 more years, the ones that were in masks as babies? And what are they going to be like? Are they going to, I mean, what are they going to be like up here? I don't know, man. I don't know. Man, these dudes get more feminine all the time. What is with the, see, I'm shocked by TV because I don't see very much of it. So I'm like, oh my God.